Welcome to Afghannews with Mohsen Jamal. Two people were killed Monday when a bomb hidden in a scrap metal shop blew up in a market in southern Afghanistan, officials said. The early morning blast in the town of Grishk in Helmand province killed the shopkeeper and a child sitting in a car parked outside the store, said Deputy Provincial Police Chief Kamaluddin Sherzad. 4 other people were injured in the explosion. Sunday, gunmen killed a community council member John Muhammad Khan in the town's market, the Helmand governor's office said in a statement. On the outskirts of the nearby provincial capital of Lashkar Gah, police killed a Taliban deputy commander Sunday, the governor's office added. An Australian soldier has been killed by an improvised explosive device in Afghanistan, the 8th to die this year and the 29th in almost a decade of conflict. Australian Defence Force Chief General David Hurley said the unnamed soldier, a member of the Townsville-based 2nd Battalion, was participating in a night patrol with Afghan and other coalition troops in the Khaz-Oruzgan region about 2:30 a.m. local time on Monday when the IED detonated. General Hurley said the soldier's family had been notified and at their request no personal details would be released at this stage. Another International Security Assistance Force soldier was also wounded in the same incident and was in a stable condition. The sound of heavy fighting and gun battles were heard in pockets of Tripoli after rebels gained control of much of the Libyan capital in a sweeping operation overnight. Clashes erupted on Monday after tanks left Bab al-Azizia, Gaddafi's compound in Tripoli, and foreign journalists have been trapped inside the Rexos hotel. Meanwhile, Gaddafi's 2 eldest sons are in custody as Saif al-Islam had been arrested in a tourist village in western Tripoli and has been detained by the International Criminal Court, and Mohammed surrendered to rebel forces. Elsewhere, U.S. President Barack Obama says momentum against Gaddafi has reached a tipping point as world leaders heralded a new beginning for Libya. Throughout the night, excited Libyan rebels moved into the center of Tripoli as Gaddafi's defenders melted away and thousands of jubilant civilians rushed out of their homes to cheer the long convoys of pickup trucks packed with fighters shooting in the air. Iran says it has started moving machines used to enrich nuclear fuel to an underground site that was secret until 2009. Iranian nuclear energy chief Raidun Abbasi told state television Monday the centrifuges are being transferred from Iran's Natanz nuclear site to the Fordo facility near the city of Qom. Abbasi announced plans for a transfer in June, saying the work would be done under the supervision of the International Atomic Energy Agency. Iran only revealed the existence of the facility in 2009 after Western intelligence agencies detected it and said it was evidence of covert nuclear work. Western nations have imposed a series of sanctions on Iran in an attempt to force it to halt enrichment, a process that can make weapons-grade material, but Iran denies seeking nuclear weapons, saying it is enriching uranium for electricity production and medical applications. President Bashar al-Assad has warned against a foreign military intervention in his country in an appearance on Syrian television. In an interview broadcast live on Sunday, Assad said that any action against Syria will have greater consequences, greater than they can tolerate. No country has yet proposed military action against Syria, but the United States and EU last week called on Assad to step down. Assad said those calls were not even worthy of a response, adding that he was appointed by the Syrian people, not by the West. Commenting on reforms, Assad said that local elections were to be held within months to be followed by parliamentary polls. After the broadcast, protesters took to the streets in several cities across Syria. This comes as the local coordination committee said the town of Kafr Takharim in the northern Idlib province was stormed by troops and regime tanks on Sunday morning. Reclusive North Korea on Monday gave South Koreans working at a jointly run tourism resort 72 hours to leave, saying time had run out to resolve a long-running dispute over what was once a symbol of cooperation between the rival Koreas. The scenic Mount Kumgang resort has been closed since a North Korean soldier shot and killed a South Korean tourist there in 2008, drawing up a lucrative source of hard currency for the impoverished north. Pyongyang has suffered big losses due to the South's unilateral suspension of operations at the resort. A spokesman for the North's Guidance Bureau of a Special Zone for International Tour of MT Kamgang said the North has so far provided several opportunities for negotiations and made every sincere effort, advancing a variety of choices so that the properties may be dealt with according to the well-off enterprises of the South side, he added. An Indian anti-graft activist whose hunger strike has galvanized millions to hold the biggest protest indicates has stepped up pressure on the government to bring in a tougher anti-corruption legislation as his first inter-7 day on Monday. In a bid to step up pressure on the government to break the impasse and enforce a tougher law, Anna Hazare had appealed to his supporters to hold non-violent protests outside the residences of their local lawmakers across the country. Hazare's campaign has found resonance with millions of Indians, particularly the middle classes, tired of endemic bribes and a series of corruption scandals that have tapped top politicians and businessmen in Asia's third largest economy. A visibly frail-looking Hazare, 74-year-old Anna Hazare, was being regularly examined by a team of medical doctors. And that the United States Vice President Joe Biden lauded landlocked Mongolia's efforts at democratization on Monday, offering support to a country that is strategically located between China and Russia and sits on vast quantities of untapped mineral wealth. Biden, arriving from China for a day-long trip before going on to Tokyo, praised Mongolia for its embrace of democracy following decades of domination by the Soviet Union. Standing beside Mongolian Prime Minister Sokhbatar Batbold in the capital Ulaanbaatar, Biden hoped to build further ties with the country. Ulaanbaatar has been keen to cultivate new relationships with what it calls the third neighbors, like the United States, though China dominates Mongolia's economy, buying 90% of the country's exports in the first half of 2011. Biden then met with Mongolia's President Tasakya El-Begdurj, who received him in a traditional round, felt tent called a ger, which was rather untraditionally built inside the room. And that's all for now. Thanks for staying with us.